What is this about this punk rock?
Why, you into punk rock?
No.
Well, Jubilee is a punk satirical sort of movie from 1978 from art house critical darling director Derek Jarman, who I first came into contact with because he did some work with my favorite band of all time, Throbbing Gristle. You get the Slits are in there for a bit. You get Monkey from Quadrophenia, who went on to do some voice work on Teletubbies and is now currently the wife of Robert Fripp and somehow got that stick out of his ass once and for all. Richard O'Brien and Columbia.
Nice
Adam from Adam and the Ants. Right, and then our framing device for the movie is that Queen Elizabeth 400 years ago was transported into then modern day Britain in 1970s when everything's really going to shit and on the verge of completely collapsing, and we follow along this merry band of punks who just kind of set things on fire and kill people after having sex with them, and sometimes watch Susie and the Banshees on TV. Seems pretty legit. And this movie is what I like to refer to as Criterion Core, because within the first few minutes, yep, you can already tell it's in the Criterion collection. This movie feels very authentic. All of the actors are bringing in real parts of their lives so that this movie can't be made at any other time in any other place, and it's just so determinedly ugly and unappealing. Jarman is clearly an accomplished director. He has a real sense of flair and style to his movies and competent filmmaking. And I really enjoyed his final film, Blue, which was literally just the color blue for about 90 minutes and then audio. It was endlessly more intriguing than this movie. And the movie really comes alive when A, there's a musical number, or B, or both, we get this performance that's Z-Man levels from Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, or it just makes like Tim Curry's performance in Rocky Horror seem measured by comparison. This record producer character who delivers every single line just like this. Actually, this movie is a little bit like Rocky Horror in that there's this framing device, and again, the musical numbers really amp up the momentum, and then you get a character like Meatloaf comes in and suddenly the movie comes alive and then he immediately gets killed off like Jane County does in this movie. Suddenly Jane County's in it and we're having a great time, immediately gets killed off. That's the last thing you should have done, movie. But when it comes to punk movies, there's always that punk who's just going to be the contrarian. If you say you love the movie, they're going to say it's shit. If you say you hate the movie, they're going to say, you don't get it, man. You weren't there, so you can't comment on it. Go back to listening to Fall Out Boy, you fucking pleb. You know, as someone who spent more than half their life listening to all sorts of punk music, punks truly are the worst people on earth. So I can't really fully outright dismiss this film, and I don't want to. You know, it has the bragging rights of being the first punk movie, that is until somebody corrects me. I'm sure if you went through every last bit of the movie, you could find meaning in every single bit. Like there's a scene where two characters are talking on the roof, and one of the characters just spits into a big puddle and just kind of kicks it around, and that's sort of like an image of apathy, but at the same time, is that like a literal manifestation of the phrase spit in the ocean. You don't have to have all likable characters. I like anti-heroes, maybe some character arcs, a bit of humor, something. It's just such a drag.
I am sorry. However, we do allow you to take 7 records with you of your own choice.
It's almost like this movie is totally fine if you take out about 90% of it. All in all, it just kind of feels like a John Waters movie without any fun. There's a good movie in here somewhere. There just needs to be more pathos and humor. Maybe if you liked Liquid Sky, this would be for you. I would definitely take like Decline of Western Civilization over this, or just, you know, just watch Quadrophenia or something. Well, mark it on your calendars, guys. This is the day I lost my punk cred for not liking this movie, if not losing my punk cred already in the past for not liking the original Suburbia from the 80s. I'm sorry, guys. I tried. You know what? Check out some other Derek Jarman movies instead of this one. I gotta get back to doing what I do. I don't know what that is. Stay sexy!
What is is this about this punk rock?